Hello, hello everyone. Happy Sunday. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for almost 22 years. And I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick and easy and adorable greeting cards using Stampin' Up! Products. Hello, Mary. If you're popping in for the first, or if you're popping in tonight live, please say hello so I know that you're joining me while we're stamping. If you found me on my YouTube channel, Stamping with Kim Dent, please give me a thumbs up or a comment. And also, if you would subscribe and hit the notification bell, that really helps me out. So, hi, Kathy. Hi, April. I think I saw you go by. How is everyone? Here in St. Louis, the temps are rising. And I'm not crazy about hot weather, but I don't like really cold weather either. Hi, Joyce. How is the weather, Kathy, where you live? In North Dakota. Is it warming up? Hi, Shirley. I think I just saw a thumbs up. Well, hi, Jan. I have two really sweet cards that I'm going to show you. Both are fancy fold cards. Again, 2 weeks in a row. Hi, Denise. Hi, Joyce. So one I think I've done before for all of you. It's called a Windshield Wiper Card. And then the other one, it has a funny name, like real basic circle pull out fun fold card. And I love watching. There's a very talented demonstrator. Her name is Susan Campfield, and she is a genius when it comes to fun fold cards. Hi, Karen. Hello, hello. Rainy and cool. I don't know if I'd prefer, I almost would, Kathy. I prefer, I think, rainy and cool compared to hot and humid and steamy weather, and it really isn't that hot, but it's warming up. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you very much. It's new. Thank you for noticing. Hello, Barb. How are you? How is it in Arkansas, Barb? Is it warming up? Well, I finally get to crack open the catalog and show you stuff on the inside, but I'm sure if you're watching me, or most of you anyway, if you don't have, I hope you all have one of these. But if you don't, please leave a comment, or you can always email me if you have my email address. Leave a comment, and I am happy to put a catalog in the mail to you so you can share in the joy, in the stamping joy. Hi, Murph. Thank you. Thank you. I think it kind of matches. Oh, no, it doesn't. I changed colors. I did change. I was going to do, I'll show you the first card we were going to make. I was going to do a blue bird card, and I switched it up a little bit, so it's a little goldfinch card. So, hi, Mary. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Hello, Miss Jill. Thanks for the heart. That does help me. I don't know how. I don't understand why. Whether you're watching my Facebook live or on the replay, I just know it helps. They call it the algorithm. So that does help me when you give me thumbs up and hearts. And the same for my YouTube channel. When you give me a thumbs up or you comment, that helps me. So I greatly appreciate it. All right. Hello, Miss Sally. Thanks for tuning in tonight. All right, I am going to first sync my laptop. You all know I have to do this. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thanks, girls. Sally, how is it? Are you down in Columbia, Sally? Oh my goodness. No, my computer is frozen. Oh, here we go. Hang tight, girls. Hi, Patty. There we go. It's always something. Yay, I'm there. Hi, Patty. Hello, Alice. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hold on. I've got to manipulate this over. Hi, Sandy. How are you? I know you're down. Are you at the lake, Sandy? Watching me. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around. Hopefully this will go smoothly. There we go. I need to get a new mat. If you would like to place an order anytime soon, this is my website where you can find out all about me, and you can order from my online store. You can also find out when my Stampin' Up! Classes are. I have classes every single month at Zion Lutheran Church in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I have plenty of room. I have classes coming up this Friday and Saturday. Friday, the class begins at 6 p.m. and then it goes till about 9 or 9:30. And then Saturday, I have a class that begins at 9 a.m. And it goes till about 12 or 12:30. And then another one that starts in the afternoon, 1 p.m. It goes to about 4 or 4:30. And I have plenty of spots in all three of those classes. Your first time is absolutely free. So if you're interested in finding out more about what I do or watching me teach classes, I would love to have you join me. Just leave a comment and I'll contact you. If you're placing an order, this is my host code for about the next week. If your order is $150 or more, do not use this code because you get Stampin' rewards. When your orders hit $150, whether you're collecting like you and a girlfriend or you're placing a $150 order by yourself, at that level, you start to receive free stuff. So don't use this code if it's going to be 150 or more. But if it's less than that, please use it and it helps me out. All right, here's our first card. Thank you, Denise. This is called a wiper card. And I've done this card before. It's very easy to do. I got the idea from Connie Stewart, and there's that little goldfinch that I was talking about. How many of you watch? Are you like that, bird watchers? I think during COVID, I really became a bird watcher. And I have a bay window. Rick and I, in our home, we have a bay window. And outside the bay window, I have a bunch of bird feeders. And so I just became, I really love hummingbirds, but I do love goldfinches. And they're out right now. It's always a little gift when they come to my little feeder because they're so bright and beautiful. All right. This is so, Sandy Amen. My mom, that's one of her like goals I've never seen a bluebird. And that's one of my mom's favorite. I think that is her favorite bird. She's never seen one live. Oh, I'll have to tell her. Patty, you have bird feeders outside your window? Yeah, Peggy, you too watch birds in our bird. Well, then this card is for you. This is the first time you saw one. I would love to see one live. All right. Let me show you the kit. It's very easy to do. The first thing you're going to need is, this is Fresh as a Daisy. This is Fresh as a Daisy DSP. And I'll pull this over. Finally get to open this up. It is found on page 130 of the new catalog. It's right here. And then the piece that I'm using, I think, is this one right here. I didn't take time to cut it up, but I usually, like to show you the real deal. But tonight I thought I'm going to crack this open so you all can see me peruse through this catalog. So Fresh as a Daisy, and I've cut it up. I'm going to show you how to do it though. Bring in my trimmer. So for this card, I need 3 pieces of Fresh as a Daisy DSP. It's 1 5/8 by 3 3/4. Oh, Janice, Tom had a bluebird house. Love those little things. All right, so this is normally 12 by 12. And you can see, or here, we're gonna use a smaller piece. And this is, I've cut it down. This is 3 3/4 wide. I'm gonna cut 3 pieces of, let's see, oh, sorry girls, 1 5/8. And when you make the card, you wanna, for this particular card, because the DSP has a pattern, you want to pay attention. So what I like to do, my little tip, let's see, is I like to, of course I don't see a pen. Oh my goodness. Well, here we'll have to use a Sharpie and go really light. I like to mark on it. 1. You want to, it's important to keep the pattern. 2. 3. So this is what I do when I make a windshield wiper card. I don't use a Sharpie marker though, but I do mark on the back side of it, and I'll show you why in just a second. So I'm going to pull out my trimmer. Hi, Mom. Mom, Sandy Amen saw a bluebird at our house. I told her that was one of your goals, is to see one of those live. Hi, Peggy. Hello, hello. Oh, did I move that? Here we go. Oh, girls, look at, I moved. Where did it go? All right, helpers, do you see it anyplace? Oh my goodness. We're starting off to a good start. All right, I've got 3 more pieces that I already did. Okay, here's our kit. We need a piece of, here, start this way. Daffodil Delight, the base, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 on the paper cutter. Thank you. Sandy, thank you. Okay, Daffodil Delight, this is the base. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then we need 3 pieces of the DSP Fresh as a Daisy that I just cut, and I'm going to keep them in order because I want the pattern to match up. It got it. It's padded. Yep, you were right. Sandy, good eye. Okay, so I've marked those. I want to keep that pattern together, and you'll see why when I start assembling. So 3 pieces of this. It is 1 5/8 by 3 3/4. Then the next piece is, this is the piece that has kind of the folding mechanism, and it is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and we're going to score it at 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. And then for our inside piece, we need 3 3/4 by 5. This is where we're going to stamp the little bird, basic white, 3 by 3. And then the layer behind it, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Oh, and 3 more pieces. Garden green, you need 3 of these. This is 1 3/4 by 4, and you need 3. So that's what goes behind the DSP that's right here. Okay, and I can see I'm not quite in the camera. All right, take a quick snapshot of that, and we'll get started. All right, gonna pull this away. Thank you for having an eagle eye, girls. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I had extra here, but you know, you're kind of like, where did it go? All right, I'm gonna bring my trimmer back in. And again, this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I'm gonna score it at 1 3/4 and 3 1/2, and then I'm gonna flip it and do it. I'm gonna do it on both sides. Here, I can pull this in. You know, I've got like a little bitty space here that I'm trying to And then I gotta watch to make sure it's in the camera. There we go. Okay, 1 3/4. Remember, I'm gonna use this crumb cake looking score, and 3 1/2. Swear I'm looking. And now all I have to do is take my cardstock and rotate it around and do the same thing on the other side. 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. And that, my girls, is not correct. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on. I did it wrong. Hold on. It is not, it's not 8 1/2, girls. Sorry, it's 11. So it's 11 inches. Gosh. 5 1/4. You're watching me live. Okay. 5 1/4 by 11. 11. Okay, now we're going to do it. Are you laughing, girls? You gotta laugh, right? Okay, 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. Rotate it around, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. There we go. This is what, hi Allison. Oh, there, just a little bump in the road. So 5 1/4 by 11, girls, not 8 1/2. All right, now I'm gonna accordion fold, and I'm gonna bring in my bone folder. Do the same thing on this side. And there you have, that's the windshield wiper mechanism. And I'm going to bring in my, or part of it, I guess I should say, the Daffodil Delight base. Pull this off. And I'm going to add a little bit of extra adhesive to the back side of this. Oh, I just ran off the side. Just because it's a moving card. And I'm going to center it in the middle of that Daffodil Delight. Okay. And then I'm going to set this to the side. And I'm going to bring in those 3 pieces of Fresh as a Daisy DSP, as well as my 3 pieces of 1 3/4 by 4 Garden Green. Okay, so this is how Connie taught me to do it on the on YouTube. So I got this pattern. Remember, I numbered them. So 1 5/8 by 3 3/4. So this is my top one, and the top one, number 1. Instead of like normally how we normally layer, you know. We normally layer and we would center that. What she did was she pulled this top layer. It's not layered. It touches the bottom. Does that make sense? It's not centered. It's centered, but it's on the bottom of the garden green layer. And then number 2, it is centered. That's just something that she, it was something when you've got a pattern like that, it kind of is noticeable. I don't know if it makes I think if you wanted to just center them all, that would be fine too. So that one is centered, and see how that pattern is lining up. Now on the bottom layer, we're going to do the opposite of the top one. We're going to take this one and line it up to the very top of that piece. So see how that is? So it just flows a little bit better, I guess you would say. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take top piece, the number 1 piece. I actually I prefer putting adhesive on this panel. So number 1's gonna go right up to the edge of that little mechanism. And then I'm gonna do number 3 next. And I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna hold it. I need an extra set of hands. I can do this. The adhesive's right there. And line that up and it goes straight across. Give it a little press. And then this one's gonna fit right in the hole right there. There we have, see how it's coming together? Isn't that cute? All right, the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring out the basic white layer and a piece of copy paper and my Pierce mat because I'm bringing in the stamp set, which is called Sweet Songbirds. Isn't it sweet? It is found on, let's see, page 59 of the catalog. You can find it right here. And it also has there's a Songbird Builder Punch, which you can find on page 149. But I'm not doing that tonight, but oh, it would look really adorable. So there it is, Sweet Songbirds. And let's set this aside. There are a lot of ink pads. Let's see. I also want to put this, flip it like this. Because it's a photopolymer stamp set, that's why I'm using the Pierce mat underneath, and I'm stamping off the paper. That's why I brought in a piece of copy paper. So the colors I'm using are Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, Garden Green, Pebbled Path, which is the first time you used it, and also Wild Wheat. These 3 are brand new colors. These 2 are in the in colors, and then this one was brought in, isn't it sweet? I love this color, into the core colors. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm opening up Pebbled Path. I don't know, I can always remember the pebbled part. And I'm bringing in my tree branch. And I want to give it enough room that I have room for the leaves. Oops, let me move that up so you can see me. Right, set that there. Oh, no, yeah, I'm going to close this up. I also, girls, am going to use, sorry for the reach, I'm using Memento. Right, the next one is Garden Green. These are for the leaves. And because it's photopolymer, I can line it up pretty well. That's a brand new Garden Green. Hi, Paula. Good to see you, girl. Right, now Daffodil Delight. And there are 2 birds in the set. I decided to use the baby bird first to make a goldfinch. Oh, so sweet. And then I'm gonna bring in, now here's a color that I said I wasn't crazy about, but it does, I think, look nicely for the little goldfinch's wing. So we're bringing in Wild Wheat. And then for the goldfinch's beak, we're using Memento. This one gets, look at how teeny tiny that is, girls. This is where it's going to get a little tricky. If I can line it up, it's going to be a miracle. Because I don't have it right under my nose. Oh, that was pretty good. All right, now I need some eyes. This one, I think you can kind of make them have all sorts of different expressions based on their eyes. Oh, that looks good. Let's see. Now, let's see. The last thing is the belly. And I'm going to bring in Lemon Lolly. You should have seen me today stamping, girls. I was trying all different color combinations. I had a dozen different ink pads out. That's good. And then the last thing on the outside is You've Got Something to Celebrate, and I'm going to use Garden Green. Oh, and I forgot one thing. Not yet, no. I forgot on my sample, I decided I was going to glue some flowers. And I didn't do that, so I brought those in. These are the Loose Daisy embellishments, and I better cover this up. All right, I'm gonna just put a few dots. Oh, that popped right out too. Let's give that a second one right there. These are so cute. I love these. I love these little flowers, and they match. Ooh. There you go. I'm going to let this set for a second while I go in, and I'm going to bring in the inside. So the outside says you've got something to celebrate, and on the inside we're going to stamp It's Your Special Day. Bring back the Garden Green. Thanks, Allison. And then we're going to do the same thing for our inside because we want to really decorate the inside. So Pebbled Path is coming back out, and I know there's here it is. Here's my branch. Oh, and after I do this, I'm going to share a few tips on this about the ink pad, so don't let me forget. There's that, and Garden Green for the leaves. And we're going to use the Big Bird. So Daffodil Delight. I don't know, something funky went right there. I don't know why I did that. Boo. You know what? I got a blender pen. This was from Sandy or Karen Amon at my stamp class last month. I think Sandy had something that it didn't stamp correctly. Oh, that doesn't help much. It's lightening it. I was hoping it would. Well, maybe, you know what? I can bring in some more color. There we go. So this is our blender pens. This is different than our Stampin' Blends. And Sandy had Sandy or Karen had the idea that like something on the stamp didn't stamp correctly. So she said, do you have one of the blender pens? And so I decided then to buy one for every table because I thought this was such a good idea. That looks a little better. And then Memento for the eye. We dipped it in the ink and then we used the blend, and it really just filled in like that open little hole. And then one more little beak. This one's going the other direction. And one little wing in the wheat. I gotta make sure I get it. Yep. And let's see. Oh, the belly. So we're gonna use Lemon Lolly. All right. I'm glad I had that right there. Let's see, to cover, what do you mean, Paula? To blend it, like there was like a blank spot, like the stamp didn't pick up the ink. And so we took the blender pen and then dipped it in the ink and filled that little hole in, I guess you could call it. All right, let's assemble this, and I'm gonna share a few things about the ink pads. Yes, to cover the blemish. That's a good way to put it, Paula. All right, this is our inside piece. And now we're ready for our little birds to go on the garden green. I think I'm gonna put it, because I put the little bumpy embellishments, I'm gonna put this adhesive on the garden green layer. And then I'm going to put the adhesive just right here in the middle. And there we have it. So I want to show you, here's the sample. Okay, so this afternoon, like I have this idea in my head, you know, when I'm stamping for all of you, like kind of an idea, and I know you all probably know this about me. I do my best work. I'm a last minute Lucy. And so I had this idea. This is really what I envisioned. So I wanted you to see it with the bluebird. Oops. And this is also Cheerful Daisy DSP. So there it is, sweet little bluebirds. I think the big bird's on the outside with this one, and then the little one's on the inside. But after I made it, I kind of was like, it was kind of, I don't know, in my brain, I think I was overthinking it. Like it looked like it needed something. So from this became this. I like it that it's busy behind it. And I love the goldfinch too. So I just wanted you to see another option. And that's Cheerful Daisy. This is Azure Afternoon. That's one of the new colors. And then that's Blueberry Bushel. So let's see if we can show you. Right here, Azure Afternoon. And then the base is Blueberry Bushel. If you love blues, you got to get it. All right, this is what I want to share with about the ink pads. So I want to point this out. Thank you. One of the demonstrators that I follow, I watch her, she said she wanted to remind her friends, her customers, that when you order the ink pads from us, here's one thing that I want to make sure all of you know. Let's see, let's use Pebble Path. There you can see, these ink pads come with stickers on the back. You can see it a little better with in the darker color. And all you have to do is pull off. So on this one, there's different languages. There's a blank one that you can take and open up your ink pad. And when Stampin' Up started doing this, I thought this was such a good idea. You know, sometimes, like if I had like I had earlier, the Daffodil Delight and Lemon Lolly, you kind of can't tell the difference. But with this light sticker that really is more accurate, the saturated ink pad, you know, it looks a lot like Daffodil Delight. But see, with that sticker right there, I think, oh, I'm not going to make a mistake. I'm going to stamp, I want Lemon Lolly. It's going to go in this one. And then the other thing I wanted to share is this top sticker. That's English, and that is what I put on the outside like that. So when they're standing in my case, my storage case from Stampin' Up, they're all stacked together. I can see, you know, without pulling them out. So I want to make sure you all know that our stamp pads come with the stickers. There you can see Wild Weed. I should have done Wild Weed. It's easier to read. Okay, the other thing I want to tell you, which she pointed out, was a lot of times when we get our ink pads, they're very, very juicy. So what I did when I opened up the new ink pads today is I opened them up. I stamped once or twice with them, and they were very juicy. What I do is you can take, this is just an old spoon of mine that I have down here. You can take a plastic spoon. I just take, you know, so I haven't added any ink to this. I'm just taking the ink and working it like all the way through the ink pad so that it's not sitting right on top. So when you stamp, you're going to get a better image. And even when you re-ink, girls, I hope you all know that like when you're re-inking, you know, you take it, like people have asked me, well, how do you know how much? And it's kind of, for me, a guessing game. You know, it just depends. It's to re-ink this, you would take the re-inker, that's Lemon Lolly, and I would just take my, you know, it depends on how dry it is. If it's an ink pad that I use a lot, you know, or like at Christmas time, I constantly have my re-inkers out, like for the reds and the greens. Okay, so this is where the majority of the, you know, the stamping is done, like right in that center. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, and you've seen me use a couple different things. I've used credit cards, I've used plastic spoons. I'm just gonna use this one tonight. And I work that ink in just like that. And that way you get a better image. So, and then if it's not enough ink, you know, like I said, how it's a guessing game, then I would just go back in and add more ink to my ink pad. Sometimes I get it right, and sometimes I add too much ink and then I pull out something that's frustrating. I will either keep working that spoon, you know, try to get it to work down in there, or if I really mess up, I will take like a paper towel and blot it and pull up some of that ink. Every once in a while that happens when I get overzealous with the re-inker. So that's something I wanted to share with all of you, just because I had the new ink pads out tonight, and I hope that helps. I hope all of you know that now. Ugh, this thing's making me crazy. All right, let me get these stamps out of the way, and we're gonna go to our second card. I want to tell you something else. This is, oh, no, you're not seeing it. I have the sticker stuck. I have a good friend, Mary Duncan. She started taking her stickers. There's lots of extras, like this one, it got stuck to my grid paper, but she was taking the, and I'm going to do this now. When my re-inkers are on top, I have the Stampin' Up storage. And sometimes what I have to do is I have to pull these out to like oh yeah, that's Lemon Lolly. But what she did, and I thought it was brilliant, she's taking these stickers and wrapping them around the top like that and then snipping them. And if I could, here's my scissor. So it's easier to see like that. It's easier to see like when they're standing there instead of having to pull it out. So there's another tip for you girls. Thanks to my friend Mary Duncan. All right, here's the next card. Oh, isn't it sweet? You all know I am a pink girl. And this is called the Circle Pull-Out Panel Card. It goes like that. So it's a little fancy, but it's not hard to do, because if it was hard to do, I could not do it. So this is the new color. This is Bubble Bath. I keep wanting to call it Bubble Gum. It's Bubble Bath. And then this is the 6x6 in the catalog. Oh, I should have. In our catalog, every year we come out with, Stampin' Up comes out with 6x6 paper packs of all the color collections. And what that means is you can, here it is. So on page 133, the paper packs are 6x6. You get 40 sheets, 2 each of 2 double-sided designs in 10 colors. And you find the colors on page 122 and 123. So it's the same pattern for throughout all the packs, but you can get it in the brights, the neutrals, the regals, the subtles, and then the 2022 to 2024 in colors, as well as the 2023 to 2025 in colors. And then this year they also came out, where did I just see? I do love gingham. Here's this is it's another pattern, gingham, but it says it's 6x6. It's $10.50. You get 40 sheets. They come in Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Lemon Lime Twist, Pecan Pie, and Pretty Peacock. So if you're more of a gingham person, which I kind of am, but I love polka dots, there's another option for basic DSP when you're trying to coordinate and make a card, to have that extra, little bit of DSP that coordinates with the card that you're making. It's nice to have those laying around like that when you just need something, a little something with your DSP. All right, so here we go. This one, oh, and I only had one pack of the subtles. Bubblegum is from the subtles. So I pulled out my Brights pack, and I just wanted you to see it in person. This is Melon Mambo, that's Berry. I think that one is Lemon Lime Twist. So Flirty Flamingo, Daffodil Delight, Poppy Parade, and Pumpkin Pie. There they are. And here's the flip side. So it's polka dots and stitch. I used it last week. You're gonna see me use it a lot just because it's so nice to have DSP that coordinates with your cards. But I only had one pack of it and I used it up. So I'm using Berry Burst. So our card is, instead of bubble gum, we're gonna have a card base of, it's regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. And then this is the mechanism, which I hope I got the measurements right. Basic white, 4 1/4 by 8. We're gonna score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. We need a piece of 4 by 4. And I'll show you what that's for. And then our DSP 6 by 6. This is from the Bright family, and there you can see if you want stripes. 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then this piece, Brights, DSP, Berry Burst, 1 3/4 by 5. And, oh, I forgot one more. Thankfully, I've got a bunch of white. So you need one more white because we're going to punch out this piece. So I would say, like, we'll make that like a 3 by, oh, maybe I did do it. Here it is. I knew I did it. 3 by 3. Yay. 3 by 3. And we're going to punch the circle out of this with the new circle punch. All right. Take a little quick snap of that. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer again with the scoring blade. And for the panel that is going to pop out, we're gonna 5 1/4 by 8. We're gonna score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. So there's the gray blade. Ugh, gotta get in the camera better, girls. Sorry. Did I go the right way? Oh goodness. Let me... Okay, now you can see me. Okay, scoring blade, the crumb cake colored one. 2 inches and 4 inches. And then bring in the bone folder and just kind of accordion fold it. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring in, I'm gonna stamp on this. So I'm gonna bring in, I think I'm gonna use basic black instead. Oh, here are the stamps. Circle Sayings. This is a brand new stamp set, and I'm gonna use this little cupcake and happy birthday. But I'm also using Sentimental Park, and I'm going to show you what I did. We're going to use on the inside, Let's Celebrate You. And this is just a tip, especially if you're mass producing cards or making a couple. Do you see how I've mounted, those are 2 different stamps, but I've mounted them, I've got them on there where I want. And I'm gonna leave it like that until I stamp like a couple of these cards. So that's another tip, girls, that like if you get, you know, word stamps, happy birthday, and then to you, if you've got something like that, mount it on one, get it in the position that you want, like on a larger acrylic block, and then stamp away. Okay, I've got to bring in my Pierce mat. On my sample, I used basic gray, but I think I want the black to pop on this Berry Burst. Okay, hopefully I can. It's the arm of the thing that holds my camera, my phone stand. It's in the way. Thank you. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Shirley. There we go. Celebrate. Let's celebrate you. That's so sweet. I'm going to close that up just for a second. And then I'm going to bring in my 3x3 piece. And this is a new punch from Stampin' Up. 3x3. Or a scrap. Gonna put that in there and punch it. So this is 2 3/8 by 2 3, or sorry, it's a 2 3/8 circle punch. Oh. Right, and then I'm going to stamp this. Where's that little? Here we go. I did the same thing, girls. Can you see with this one? I mounted the happy birthday and the cupcake together, so it just is easier to stamp a bunch. I've got it in the position that I want, so. Oh, nope. Oh, well. Girls, let's hope this, I don't have my Pierce mat underneath. Ah. Oh, that looks cute. I'm glad it turned out. I'm gonna bring in these are brand new. And I'm anxious to see how they cut. This is light Berry Burst and dark Berry Burst. These are our new blends. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, but I love to color. So I'm just taking the dark berry burst and adding a little bit of detail. Snapping that cap on tight. Oop, I want to use the brush tip. So there's a nub, no, bullet point. I call it the nub. I like to use sometimes the brush tip. Ooh, that's pretty. Still in the pinky family. I colored on my sample, I used basic gray just because I wanted it to be a little bit softer with, you know, with the light bubble gum. But when you're coloring, you can use, you know, our water-based ink and use the blends with it. You just have to be really careful. You can't do a whole lot of blending, where the Memento ink is meant for using with the alcohol markers. So this is what I use most of the time. And then the other color, I'm going to do the cupcake liner, and it is just gonna, I'm going to add a little bit of light smoky slate, just like a little silver lining, cupcake liner. Nothing fancy. So this card would be a cute one to make a bunch of. And then I'm going to bring in Winka Stella. Sparkle it all up. Love the sparkles. And then just might as well finish doing this part of it. I'm gonna bring in my Take Your Pick tool, and these are the 2023-2025 in color dots. So I'm just gonna grab a small one. And even though this is supposed to be Moody Mauve, it's a little bit darker, I think. And so I thought, oh, this is gonna look really pretty with Berry Burst. So when I do embellishments, a lot of times, most of the time, you'll see me use 3, unless I really go crazy. And one thing I was taught was they look good, if you can remember this, girls, if there's some sort of triangular shape to them. I don't understand why, but I do it all the time, and I think it does look good. So some sort of like set of 3, whatever you're working on, and the embellishments, and then in some sort of triangle piece, triangle shape. Hope that makes sense. All right, setting these to the side, and getting this out of the way, and the rest is going to be so easy. So I want to show you with the 4x4 piece. I took, these are 2 of the dies from the Stylish Shape dies. And I already did this in advance. I ran this through, there it goes like that. I ran this through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine to get this circular frame. Does that make sense? That's what the 4x4 piece was for. So I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to show you now exactly what you need to do for the, how to cut this hole, I guess is what I'm going to say. This, like that. So all I did was I took the 6x6 piece of 4x5 1/4, I took the 6x6 piece of DSP, cut it down to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then I took my Stampin' Seal and glued this and centered it. Isn't that pretty? And then See, I've got that I can use for another project. I took this one, and let me get this out of the way because I'm going to cut for you. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I normally don't do this, girls, but I thought it would be helpful. You could see me do it. So I have around her, well, I'm going to peel. I like to use this tape. It's called, I think it's just called the green tape, mint green tape. And it's from a company called scrapbooking.com. And so it's just, or a Post-it note would do too. Let's see, I'm going to center this kind of on the high side. And I'm going to put that tape down because I don't want it to move. And then I'm bringing in, this is plate 1, the platform. Plate 2, this is what you use with your all your dies. And then I've got 2 plate 3s. I'm going to get that in the right number. Right, there's 1. I'll lay that down. And then my card base is going to go right on top. And then this, number 3, second number 3 is going to go on top of it. And let's see if I can do this without jiggling the camera. I think it's working. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I was doing so well. There we go. Whew. Okay, let me get this out of the way. If I had a better setup or more space, you would see me do that more often, but I just don't, the way I do it with this thing right here. So I'm going to pull this off. That mint green tape, it's very inexpensive. That comes off like that. Put the die right there, and I'm going to take my happy birthday, and I thought, oh, that looks cute too with a solid. On my sample, I kind of just did this right on top so the polka dots would show, but I think I'm going to do it with the berry burst side showing. There we go. I think I can pull this back down. Then I can take my bone folder and give that a nice crease now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece that we already scored, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back of it. And a little extra. I always like to add a little extra when the card is a moving card or a fancy fold card. Okay, now it's time for, oh, I love it. That go, oh no, first I'm going to bring in, see, here's that circle that I cut out with the 2 dies to make the little frame, the circular frame. And tonight I'm going to use, I haven't used this in a long time, but we still sell it. This is called our fine tip glue pen. And I thought this is perfect for this because it's so skinny. I'm looking for my silicone craft mat. Of course, it was right behind me. All right, we're just gonna go with it. Here we go. I'm gonna take this, I want you all to see this. So the fine tip glue pen, it comes with, see how fine it is? And then it comes with like this needle that, you know, can keep it so it doesn't clog. And so I'm going to take this, and on the back side of it, it's just real easy for me to make a nice thin stream all the way around. Ta-da. Okay, you do have to have good eyes for this. Oh my goodness, girls, and my eyes. Woo. There we go. Woo. Okay. I don't use this very often, but I had ordered some and I thought, well, I'm going to show you all. And then this is what I normally, this is my favorite, this one. So now I'm going to take my frame and I'm going to lay it right there. Press it down for a second. We're almost done. And then the last thing that I have to do is I'm going to take this and let's see, I think I'm going to put the, well, let's see, I'm going to use this. There we go. I was going to say Tombow glue would be good for this too, but for the sake of time. And that slips right in there. Yep. Oh, shoot. I did forget one thing. Let's see if I can pull this off real. Now, dental floss is good for that too, but since I had just put it down, I forgot this cute piece of DSP. There we go. Now we're going to do that again. I'm going to put this. I should have stopped while I was ahead, girls. There we go. Is it even? Yeah. All right. Which is your favorite? Pink or Berry Burst? And then we've got the sweet little Goldfinch card, the Windshield Wiper Card. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Next week is Mother's Day. I'm not exactly sure what my plans look like or what my family's plans look like. So I might be live next Sunday night or I might not be. But I plan on, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know ahead of time, you know, what's going to take place. So have a wonderful week. Again, if you need an annual catalog, just let me know and I'll pop one in the mail to you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to talk on the phone with you or give me a call or text me or email me. Have a wonderful week and thanks so much. God's blessings. Bye-bye.